Hi friends, hope you're doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So today I'm going to answer one query in this video. A lot of students are asking, sir, what should be our plan in last 10 days? Because whenever we are preparing, it's very important that we should plan everything like till the exam date. It's not like we are going to plan what we are going to do in the final days for that time. So as per our schedule, I have already released some sample schedules that how can the schedules will be helpful for you. So here is some advices which you can implement in your schedule for the final 10 days. So I have prepared a few slides to help you. So let's discuss about this last 10 days planner. So it's not only 10 days. I have given two ideas about last 10 days or last 5 days, depending on how many days you want to give in your, how many days you can spare in the last leg of your preparation. Because, you know, that period will be very stressful. I mean, it's very like we all panic when exam is very near and we don't know what to do. So it's better if we have everything planned beforehand. So I'm going to tell you that if you are able to keep final 10 days separately or final 5 days, so I'll tell you what is the best that we can do. So these are some advices which you can implement. So if you are someone who can finish your like whatever revision you are planning, suppose if it's your second revision or third revision, that is going to be the last revision. Suppose you are able to finish the revision 10 days prior to your final exam. So these are the few things which you can do. First, have a glimpse of all notes. So a lot of students will say, sir, how is this possible and is it important? You must have seen in your school or college, you know, there is always one student who will say, I just want to have one look at that page. And once you have that look, you know, of that page, you will remember everything. Everything comes to your mind. So what happens actually, we are reading 19 subject. So when you read the first subject, then you have to finish another 18 subject and then you'll come back to first subject. So there is always a chance that, you know, that information is somewhere there in the brain, but you need that glimpse to revive that information. So it's always a good idea that whatever was your primary source, see, if you go through only highlighted topics, the problem is most of the times you'll remember mainly those highlighted points, and whatever was there in between, you'll be confused between two options, because a lot of students get confused between two options, and this is the reason, because of shallow reading. So at least try to have a glimpse of all. Not just go through, just flip through the pages. I'm not saying that you have to read it again. Just flip through. Keep like 1 2 hours daily to flip through one page, one subject, and you just flip through. Then if you feel that okay, this point I want to just emphasize upon, you can do it. But have a glimpse. It's very important, at least for the major subject, if not all, at least high yield subject, which I have already told. Then go through last 2 year PYQs. Again, you don't have to. I mean, you have been reading it for so many times, so you don't have to waste a lot of time. Why this is important, that you should not do any mistake from the topic that was recently asked. So brush it, and there are high chances that always few recent topics are repeated. So go through these last 2 years PYQs, or if you're preparing for NEET, if you're preparing for INI, respectively. Then the most important, what 10 days, last 10 days are for the revision of your charts, your mnemonics, and your volatile topics. So like enzymes from the biochemistry, then your drug of choices from pharmacology, or few classification and criteria from medicine and observation. So these are very volatile topics which immediately evaporate after reading. So in 10 days, you have to learn them by heart. Now there is one very important very common mistake that students do. See, whenever you prepare chart, for example, when I was preparing for my PG prep, I had made around more than 100, I think, around 150 charts I had in my room. See, the problem is you cannot read, remember, retain, and recall these all 150 charts in 10 days. So what I had advised in my previous videos also, whenever you make chart, like from now only you are making charts. So when you wake up, like suppose you are brushing, or you are just in the morning when you are fresh, just have a glimpse of one chart in the morning. And then afternoon, whenever you are like, if you finish your lunch, or you take your snack break, I mean at lunch, have a glimpse of one chart. In your snack break, have a glimpse of one chart. And before sleeping, have a glimpse of one chart. So whatever charts you have prepared in the last week, at least see those, at least four charts. I'm not saying that you have to learn them, learn by heart then only. Just read it once or twice, that chart. I mean, if you have prepared like four charts on Monday, last Monday, you revise them today on this Monday. Don't wait for last 10 days. In last 10 days, you have to learn them by heart. But now just have a glimpse, because it's become easier because you are already familiar with those charts. If you just keep preparing charts and keep sticking them to wall, or make a, they say that 20th book, it will be difficult for you to go through all 150 and 170 charts at a point of time. So don't do that mistake, and do it on a regular basis. You have to use your time, like every minute is important, as I have said. So you have to use this every important minute for a good for a very better options. Now, what about discussion with friends? What I have through my experience also, whenever you discuss, at least whenever every one of us, we take a tea break or we take a snack break. So if you have a friend, at least just throw some questions, like if you're having a tea, just say that, okay, ask me some questions, or you ask him a question. It helps you recall, it helps to revive that memory. So discussion with friends will always help, and especially in the last 10 days when you are revising, when you are saying the mnemonics, when you're revising the charts, you can ask friend to just help you revise the chart, and he will help you, and vice versa. So always take a help friend. See guys, when I was preparing, I used to ask myself this question, that everybody has the material, everybody has all the notes, all the PYQs, everybody's preparing charts, mnemonics. But why there are, and when a lot of students who wrote last year NEETPG, and if you have written the last NEETPG, you will realize everything comes from the notes. Like most of the questions are from notes only. But the reason why we make mistake is we don't, these silly mistakes that affect us the most. So that is the reason I'm telling you that, you don't have to do anything extra. You have to just do these things again and again. So by doing it in a better way, in a smarter way, will put you ahead in the race. The student who is going to do the least silly mistakes is going to get the highest rank. Now, suppose if you are someone who is trying to keep a 5 days, not 10 days. So first revise all volatile data, mnemonics and charts, as I said in my last slide. Last 2 year PYQs, again, very important. But now you cannot have, in last 5 days, it's not possible to have a glimpse of all 19 subjects. But at least divide it into two areas. One is high yield areas. So that is your rank building subject, which are your high yield areas. And subject like maybe surgery and obs from a major subject, which are usually have a high yield areas. So you know that what are your areas and where are you constantly forgetting. For me, just for example, microbiology was kind of thing that I used to forget a lot. So have a glimpse of at least these weak and high yield areas and everything. I'm not saying just high yield areas, don't filter high yield areas. Just go through everything that you can in the last 5 days. So these are some things that you have to go through in the last 5 days. So there are some things that keep in mind that don't do it in the last 10 days. Don't keep any major subject at last. See, subject like medicine, surgery, obs, gynae, PSM, they are huge, they're vast. Even some subject like physiology, they take a lot of time. So always keep some small subject for the last. Don't keep any major subject for last 5 or 10 days. Second thing, don't compare with friends. See, until and unless you write your exam and you get your result, don't say anything. Don't compare with your friends, what your friends are doing, how are their duty scores and everything. You will see there are, NEET PG results, and exam is very unpredictable. You never know who will win and who will do the best. But the person who has been consistent throughout will definitely win. So don't compare with your friends. Don't panic during this period, and don't start anything new. If your friend or if anyone is saying, okay, you start reading this in the last 10 days, 5 days, don't do it. Most importantly, don't be sleep deprived and stressed. Difficult to not to be sleep deprived and straight to during this period. But what I'm trying to say that try to be relaxed. Like it's not like you wait until last day and suddenly panic. Try to be relaxed in the last 10 5 days. Like you'll be like, this is the exam that we are going to face. So be relaxed and give your best. You have to give your best. If you're sleep deprived, if you're going to sleep less, you're you won't be able to perform your best in the exam. So don't be sleep deprived and sleep well. And some stress is okay, but don't be overstressed. And the last but the most important, don't compromise on your health and food. I have seen a lot of students. I have even seen my friends. Don't eat anything new or from the outside or anything like don't do the experimentation in the last 5 10 days, because whatever you eat, it might affect your health, and you will lose the most important days, and even the exam day will be affected. Have your good food. Even if you're not able to eat, at least have some fruits, have some juices, so that will keep you going. So don't do these mistakes on the last 5 to 10 days. Now, about the just this last message that I want to give to all of you. See, consistency is harder when no one is clapping for you, because we are alone. We are going into this race alone. There are even our families sometimes, even our family members criticize us. Nobody, we don't have any cheerleader. But what you should do, that you must clap for yourself during these difficult times. Don't wait for anyone. You should always be your biggest fan, and you should be your own cheerleader. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. So guys, have faith, have trust in yourself, and keep working. Your day is not far ahead. So I wish you guys all the best. Keep studying. Take care.